What to do? This your boy K Smooth coming to you with another video, Boxing Talk 100. And you already know, man, let's get right into it, man. Hey, I just made a video on, Crawford defeating, Earl Spence. What's next for Terrence Bud Crawford? Hey, we got Jaron Boots Ennis. That's what's next. Just imagine Bud being on on the champion side, and then you got all these fighters, just like how Mortal Kombat used to be when you defeat a fighter, and then you gotta move up to levels to the next fighter. See, now we passed Earl Spence. Now we about to go into Jaron Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis, can you be the man to be able to beat Terrence Crawford? It just depends on if Terrence Crawford wants to be able to go that route. Will he have a choice? We don't know. We don't know. Terrence is the man now, so he's going to be willing to call all the shots at 147. Even though we have the Boots, we have Keith Thurman, we have the Ugases, there could be a potential rematch, with Earl Spence at 147, but I doubt it because Earl Spence can't make 147. He's too big. He's getting too big for 147, so he's moving up to 154 where he feels where he's comfortable, at that weight class. But yeah, Crawford versus Boots, man. I just Crawford is 40-0 now with all the belts. With how many KOs does he have? 31 KOs. And we talking about Jaron Boots Ennis, 31 wins, 0 losses. I mean, that's still pretty good, coming in, being the challenger with 28 KOs. Styles make different fights, man, and this is a fight that needs to happen, you know what I'm saying? And for so long, when Spence was the champion, Boots was calling him out, Crawford was calling out, Keith one time Thurman was calling out Spence. Now the tables have turned. Now we got Crawford. Spence is, eliminated now. He gonna have to come up and try to figure it out at 154 to start all the way over. But one thing I could say about Spence, you was the champion, man, and it takes, for people to be able to get, titles, WBC titles, and certain titles like the IBF and the WBA, it's hard. He couldn't unify, but at least you was a belt holder, you know what I'm saying? And, coming to this fight, it broke a lot of records, and y'all made history, man. Earl can look, like he said, man, he can hold his head up without any kind of embarrassment or whatever anybody got to say, or, not being able to come with any type of excuses or any of that shit, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to show Earl Spence Jr., still some respect. Only thing I can say about Earl, hopefully you get your rematch. Other than that, man, you have been eliminated, man, from the championship, being able to compete on these levels. Yeah, you could get back to it. I'm not saying that you can't get back to championship level, but at 154, you got a champion, Jermell Charlo. We gonna see. Jermell Charlo got a fight with Canelo, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna see how that plays out, and hopefully the best man wins in that fight. But let's get back to Crawford versus Boots Ennis, potential, matchup in the near future, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like Terrence Crawford, I favor him because he is unified champion. The record speaks for itself, a high veteran, fighter, that took over boxing, you know what I'm saying? This is the new generation, that we can look at, of this era. We don't want to look at, what Merriweather did, or before that Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns and all them, before, what it is now, so this is a new era, and this is Terrence Bud Crawford's era. Now, with the Boxing Association and what they try to put out there in the fans, and, now that the fight is done, Crawford and Spence, now they're trying to say that, how would it be if Terrence Crawford compared himself with a match with Money Mayweather? I just think, like I said, my opinion, I just think this is a fresh, new, This is a new era, you know what I'm saying, for Bud. You know, that era that, you know, Floyd had once before, you know, is long gone. Floyd on did everything he had to do in the sport of boxing, you know, boxing association, and making billions. And still not even being able to lose, you know, no fights, you know, 50-0. You know, that's beautiful, man, by Floyd. You know, he did what he was supposed to do in his era. Now it's Terrence Crawford's era. Now they're talking about, you know, matching up. You know, what if they was to fight, though? I mean, it's hard, you know, it's hard. You know, typically speaking, you know, what Floyd on did, man, in his era, man, he punished motherfuckers. But, you know what I'm saying, what he's doing now, he's punishing people too. But, you know, I got to be truthful, man. If the fight was to happen right now, I'm taking Bud. Because what I don't see from Bud, I don't think Floyd right now. If that fight was to happen right now, and Floyd decides if he wanted to take a match with Crawford, Crawford would dust Floyd. And that's just what I'm going to say. You know, I love Floyd, but what we all don't witness from Terrence Crawford and, you know, beating up Spence and how he whooped Spence, I feel like it'd be the same thing with him matching up with Floyd. It ain't gonna be easy though. I feel like the fight is gonna be way, you know, way harder than what people might think, and you never know. It could go, you know, either way. You know what I'm saying? Floyd's still a bad motherfucker. He fights better than some of these top elite fighters right now. That's boxing today. Floyd, he can still do it, man. You know, top 3, top 5, or however you want to put it, Floyd, you can put him in the mix of, you know, even though he's in his 40s. You know, he can dominate in the sport of boxing. He's still quick. A lot of people don't understand for Floyd being, you know, his age and, you know, damn near close to 45 to 50, he's fast as lightning. That's what Floyd got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, beat at with fast lightning hands. And we've never seen fighters like Terrence Crawford and, you know, Floyd Mayweather. We never seen, you know, these fighters like this that has good, you know what I'm saying, boxing abilities, you know what I'm saying, counter punching abilities, you know, great jabbing, you know what I'm saying. Terrence Crawford, he surprised me with a great jab, you know, and look at Floyd, he don't master the jab. He don't master the defense. Look at Terrence Crawford. The defense is right there. If they was to possibly make weight, I feel like, you know, Crawford, he would be bigger. Especially now, being able to cut up well and, you know, put on a couple of, you know, mass muscle. You know, Floyd, and don't get me wrong, he could cut up well too. But I just see Terrence Crawford coming in a little bit bigger, you know, just saying if they was to fight. You know, Terrence, you ain't got a guy that Floyd, you know. Floyd, you know, every point he don't jab the shit out of him, counter punched him. Yes. Yes. Hey. All right. Making a boxing video. Ooh.
We got a question about if we were allowed to use some shelves in the kitchen. Yeah. Really? We could have them? Do you want us to show you? Yeah, okay. So we were wondering.
BoxingTalk 100. All right, my bad. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, with Floyd and Bud, the styles, man, you know what I'm saying, being able to if that fight was to happen, man, it could go either way, you know what I'm saying. I'm just leaning a little bit towards Bud because he is the champion right now. It'd take a lot for Floyd to be able to go through that training. He would have to, man, Floyd would have to do it all over again, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's the type of, you know, situation that Floyd wants. I don't think he want to be able to take them hard punches. And the thing about Bud has, I don't seen it, man. I don't care what nobody say. He has the best uppercut schemes in boxing that you can possibly see from any boxer. It's hard, like and like I said, he throws left and right. You know what I'm saying? Majority, going southpaw. If you don't see what Bud's doing with them uppercuts, man, it could be in it just like that. He don't did everybody like that. He don't fuck up from Gamboa. He did Gamboa wrong with them uppercuts, spaghetti legs. You know what I'm saying? And Dongo and so many fighters. You know what I'm saying? From what's that white boy name? I forgot his name. The white boy. But yeah, Crawford don't went through everybody, man, just with his style, man, and look how he did Sean Porter. Crawford, look how he did, Spence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't even think that he was gonna be such a match like that, but he dog walked Spence. He beat the shit out of Spence, man. He tore Spence up, man. Yeah, he damn near had Spence both of his eyes closed, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at that, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Crawford ain't nothing to play around with. And I know coming into preparation, Spence had a good, you know what I'm saying, training camp. You can't tell me that he didn't have a good training camp, coming into this fight, when, last Saturday, July 29th, going against Bud. You can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, with Jaron Boots Ennis, if that fight was to be made next with, Bud giving him a title defense shot, I feel like it's going to be different, you know what I'm saying? Boots ain't nothing to play around with either. He remind me of a little bit of Bud, but he just don't got the belts. That's the only difference, with Boots, you know what I'm saying, with Bud. Bud was able to beat Boots to the belts first. You know what I'm saying? Now it's gonna be hard to break, you know what I'm saying, Bud. I'm telling you, it's gonna be hard to break Bud. You're gonna have to bring it, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to have a great training camp. You have to bring it. You gonna have to fight. When I seen Earl Spence and the way how he was fighting, man, he was very flat footed. He wasn't blocking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, his coach, you know what I'm saying, wasn't teaching him how to block. Spencer was just in trouble that whole night, man. Flat-footed. Couldn't throw the jabs right. He was getting caught. He was getting beat to the punch. Bud was just, man, he was just dominating the fight. You know what I'm saying? The only round that you could give Spencer was the first round. He boxed beautifully, and he actually scored, good points in the first fight. Now, if he could have did that from the second all the way to the 12th, you know what I'm saying, just being able to fight, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a different type of, fight, going to a split decision or a unanimous decision. But Bud said, hell no, we different over here, TKO stoppage. And like I said, Spence, he just had trouble with Bud the whole night, man. He just couldn't do anything, man. He couldn't get it going, couldn't get the jab going, couldn't land, Bud, he was just, like he said, I'm gonna make you feel like you one of my kids, like a kid. And that's what he did, man. He manhandled him. Every time Spence was able to clinch up with him, Bud was like pushing him off, like, get the fuck off of me. Pushing him back, just pushing him on to the side. Like, there's a lot of shit in boxing, man, that you got to be able to work on your abilities, you know what I'm saying? Just not basic. Earl, he should have put in a little bit more than what he should have put in, just basic boxing, you know what I'm saying? BoxingTalk 100, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it real, man. Yeah, man, what can we say, man? Hopefully we see, Bud and Jaron Boots Ennis, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it just depends on, what Bud, gonna want to do, because he's the man now. Is he gonna want to, if there was a rematch clause, then there definitely has to be a rematch, right? It would be at 147. If you can't agree to that, then I guess it would be at, 154, but it just don't make no sense, you know what I'm saying? 154, I feel like Crawford, he's going to be around that weight, 147. He's going to control that class, 147. And then eventually we'll see how it works out, Bud could still, keep up with his belts, and just say if Jermell does beat, Canelo, that fight could be made at 154. Because Charlo, y'all already know he's too big for 147, so Terrence Crawford would have to automatically move up to 154 to make the fight happen. If they don't vacate, if Terrence Crawford don't vacate at 154, because he doesn't really have nothing else to prove. You know what I'm saying? He'd already beat the main guy that was at 147. Not to be able to underneath Boots and Keith Thurman's and the Virgil Ortiz and all that, but they got to catch up at 147. So what's seen is what's been done, and that's what I'm talking about with Crawford and Spence. They'd already put on the biggest show that you could possibly put on for 147. I don't think it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be big. If Crawford and Boots fight, it's gonna break records and it's gonna sell, but it's not gonna sell out how that fight with Crawford and Spence just made. That it's not gonna break records like that, but. You just never know, man. You just never know. We just got to see what boxing holds in the near future for us. Boxing Talk 100. But yeah, man, we just got to see what happens. Hopefully, we don't know what direction, but like I said, we don't know direction what he's gonna go in. Whether he stays at 147, he'd already beat Earl Spence. Now he's just waiting on Canelo in Jermell. I don't think he wants to deal with Boots and Keith Thurman. He gonna let them settle what they gonna have to settle. So if Keith Thurman does get through Ugas, then we gonna have to see Keith Thurman in Boots. That's how it's gonna go. Elimination, in the underneath of 147, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, Crawford, them messing with Crawford, he just gonna go on vacation. I can see it. Let them do what they gotta do. Boots, you know what I'm saying? Earl Spence too, you know what I'm saying? Whether he wants to fight, Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. Earl, he can still be in his bag. It just takes discipline to be at 147. That's what it's gonna take. A lot of discipline to be at 147. If not, you don't have no choice to move up to 154 and just be solid there, stay there. But keep one-time Thurman. Like I said, he's a good fighter. He has he's 30 wins, only one loss, and that's to Manny Pacquiao. And he's been calling out Bud. That fight could happen. You never know. Terrence Crawford, he got so many options. It could be Boots. It could be the rematch with Earl Spence. It could be Keith one-time Thurman. It could be Jermell Charlo. It could be Virgil Ortiz. It could be, man, there's many options for Bud. Bud is the man right now. Whether y'all like it or not, he's the man right now. Bud, what he gonna do? He ain't worried about the sport of boxing because he knows especially what he don't accomplish. He gonna go on a nice vacation and ain't gonna be worried about what nobody say. He's the man. Boxing Talk 100. Bud is the man. Bud is just skillful, man, and it's gonna be hard. Like I said, it's gonna be hard to beat Terrence Bud Crawford now that he is the unified, champion at 147 pounds. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. I favor, it's different. It's been so many upsets happening in the sport of boxing. The belt's been fumbling. We don't seen it from Danny Garcia, from Sean Porter, then Earl Spence Jr. having the belts, to Keith Tom Thurman having the belts. You know what I'm saying? Now, look at 147, Terrence Crawford. He's the man. Just being able to two belt era classes, in four belt in two classes, you know what I'm saying? At a 140 and 147, it's never been done, Terrence Bud Crawford. And along with Clarissa Shields on the women's side. So I think maybe she was like 150. I don't know, 154 to 160 maybe, you know what I'm saying? But she's also did it. Them the only two that, that ever accomplished of being able to go from two weight classes, you know what I'm saying? And, getting the four belts, you know what I'm saying? WBC, IBF, WBA, and IBF, you know, the titles. So it's never been done. Congratulations to Terrence Bud Crawford and Clarissa Shields. You know what I'm saying? You know, so on the huge accomplishments, you know what I'm saying, you gotta, be able to pay your respects to, that woman and Terrence Bud. They is not playing. They is not. Although I always wanted to see Layla Ali versus, Clarissa Shields, but that new young, you know what I'm saying, era, man, is something else, man. It ain't like how it used to be. I'm telling you. So I would definitely favor Clarissa Shields. She she fighting men. She want to fight Keith. What is her deal with Keith one time Thurman? I don't know. Maybe she want Keith to knock her motherfucking stomach loose, or something. But she's like possessed with Keith one time Thurman. Why is it only him that she's going against? And Keith already put a video out there. He's not gonna fight Clarissa. Like he said, it could be like a just light sparring or whatever for charity. He's saying that she could wear like the headgear and all that because he don't want to punch her in the face and the mouth and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Clarissa doing too much. You know what I'm saying? She is the GOAT, whatever she want to call herself, women GOAT. She is the GOAT, but when it comes to being able to fight and trying to transition to fight men, then it's a problem. Just stick to beating the women. Keep dominating the women that they put in front of you, Clarissa, and you'll be all right. You can't be fucked with. I don't see nobody beating you. You know what I'm saying? When the only mistake that Clarissa made is when she tried to switch to UFC and she lost against that girl. That's the only bad thing that's gonna mess up your reputation. On your record of people viewing it and seeing what you did in your career. That's the only thing. Other than that, boxing ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Can't nobody fuck with you. It's like it's levels to the shit, and I don't think women are ready. Women, like Savannah and all them, they not ready for no Clarissa Shields. She's the ultimate best fighter in the world. Of a woman, putting on the gloves, the best ever to do it. But yeah, man, Boxing Talk 100, man. Now, like I said, man, moving on, Jermell Charlo at 168. He just made a video saying that something about he didn't get slapped. No, boy, you got slapped. He slapped the taste out your mouth. That's what Caleb Plant did. And like I said, and if y'all been seeing, Jermell Charlo, he just been running around here with a bad attitude, and going crazy, and I don't know what's going on with dude, man, but he need to meditate or something, man. Go and meditate, man. It's too much that you got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? You up there pushing the security, trying to get through the gates, and you know what I'm saying? Then you get slapped by, Caleb Plant in your mouth. Like, man, come on, man. What is going on, man? We ready to see you fight. With all that anger and with all that shit, it's time for you to release that against Caleb Plant. It's only right. I don't see nobody else. You can't worry about no Canelo. You can't worry about no David Benavidez. You can't worry about no Andre Durrell. None of them. All the middle elite fighters. You can't worry about none. Your only focus is Caleb Plant. Negotiations need to be on the table right now so that fight can hurry up and get started. That's it. That's the only thing we should be talking to. And I feel like, with Caleb Plant, I feel like he can't be, Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo, he's undefeated for a reason, you know what I'm saying, at 160. Caleb Plant is at 168, but they have to meet, maybe, catch weight or somewhere right there. Because, like I said, Jermell, he's too big. He's 160, you know what I'm saying? He's comfortable at 160. Pushing 160 to 168, that'd be, of them being the bigger 100. He would have to gain the, that 8 pounds or whatever, 7 pounds just to be able to make weight against a Caleb Plant, against a David Benavidez, against, these middleweight fighters, with Jermell Charlo. So the fight can be made. It'll just have to be catch weight, you know what I'm saying, a catch weight. Caleb Plant will come in a little bit more bigger than, Jermell Charlo. That's just my opinion. But I feel like if they was to fight and however it comes about, I feel like, Jermall Charlo, he would beat, win against Caleb Plant. That's just my pick. I feel like he eventually break, Caleb Plant down. They gonna definitely study, a film on Caleb Plant, and yeah, there's always, a blueprint, especially being, having losses on your record. There's always gonna be a blueprint on how to beat you, straight up. Especially you losing, you don't want to be a loser and then have your competition being able to study you. I mean, boxers gonna study you regardless, but I'd rather have an O and you watch film with me and being like, God damn, how can we beat this guy? Other than you haven't lost this Caleb Plant, and then a guy like Jermall Charlo, they go and watch film on you and be like, we know how to beat this guy. Boxing Talk 100. So it's just things like that, just speaking on, what I'm saying, I favor, Jermall Charlo if the fight was to happen. He gonna have to pay for that slap, man. I feel like he's really gonna have to pay for that fight, and I feel like, when it's all said and done, it's all about, being who has the best IQ, who's smarts up here, who's not gonna make a mistake, who's gonna come in the best training, who's gonna listen to the coaches, who ain't gonna be clowning in, training camp, who's gonna be more serious. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut out that all that sex too, cause that they got women, women that they gonna be fucking on and shit. You rather think about winning against the opponent than other putting your time into the females and focusing. This is how else you lose too. It's because women can be a distraction. I'm not saying that their wives is gonna be a distraction or whoever they with, but you're gonna have to train straight up. And these is good fighters. I like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is a bad boy. That's a badass white boy. He got skills. You know what I'm saying? And what he did to Darrell when he KO'd Darrell, man, that was beautiful. You showed me something. You're not just going in there fighting and just trying to get the win. You knocking motherfuckers out, Caleb Plant. And you don't mind slapping a motherfucker. We seen what he did to Canelo. When they fought, he did the same thing, but Canelo was a little bit more on his P's and Q's. He came back like, hell man, you got me fucked up. When he went to slap, Canelo with the left, Canelo kind of did his same thing. He came up like with a 1-2, and then he landed his on Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was just trying to be sneaky then, but Canelo wasn't going for it. But Jermall got caught slipping. He said he thought that he was just gonna be face to face. See, hell no, nah, boy, hell no. Nah. He was meaning to slap your ass because you choked him like he said, choking me. Don't you never ever put your hands around my neck, as if he was a little kid or something. And then he went and bitch slapped you. He went right back and bitch slapped you and told you not to do that shit. And you being able to claim you being from Lines Den and all that shit, Lines Only and all that shit, man, why you didn't swing back? Jermall, you should have did something, man. That's the only thing I got a problem with. And I am a Texas boy. We don't get down like that. If a motherfucker slap me, you probably gonna get killed. I'm telling you. Ain't no motherfucker gonna slap me like that. We finna brawl. We finna tear that motherfucking stadium back. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's around us, they gonna be brawling too, because I'm gonna hit them. And so I'm pretty sure they gonna hit me back. We all gonna be brawling in that motherfucker. And you want to talk about some real blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be right there. A brawl. Let a motherfucker slap me like how Caleb Plant slapped him. Ain't no way in the hell I could let that go, man. So, yeah, man, we need to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant versus, Jermall Charlo. However it is, you know what I'm saying? At a catch weight at 160 to 168, Jermall probably going to have to move up. He's comfortable at 160 to 168, so it shouldn't be no problem. Caleb Plant is going to be naturally cut at 168. So he ain't going to have no problem either, 160 to 168. They both can be able to make this fight happen. Boxing Talk 100. And like I said, all over, him getting slapped, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people don't understand, but all Caleb Plant was trying to do was just help diffuse, the fight between Jermell's wife and Jamal's wife. And like I said it before. Maybe one of them is jealous of the other one. I don't know who's prettier and who's the ugly one, but I just feel that's the reason why. That happened. Jealousy. Jamal, he's more close to Jamal is more close to his mom than Jermell. She chills with Jamal, because it showed it on live. He was like, Jamal was like, I'm chilling with my wife and I'm chilling with my mom. So maybe that's what Jermell is mad about. All he got to do is go and join them. They so dysfunctional, he don't even want to be able to join his brother and his mom and have his wife sitting with his wife. That's how fucked up it is. That's the reason why it's like that. And then they want to get mad at the people, for posting, comments and statements, like on Google or statements on YouTube, and them saying that, what would be the money cost for the twins to fight each other. That's letting you know, right, how dirty these motherfuckers is in a boxing association. They willing to go out of their way to make a comment to be able to allow and be able to make people see these brothers fuse and be able to make a fight happen. That's how dirty this shit is, man. I'm telling you. But hey, it's so dirty. Hey, the brothers already talked about it. Hey, if they saying that the money is right, if the bag is right, they wouldn't have no trouble. Yes, they mom and dad probably be mad, but we got two twins that really don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they could be well connected and get back to being best friends and brothers. Twins like how they supposed to be, but it's the wives, man. So they gonna ride with their wives. Period. Jermell gonna ride with his wife, and Jamal gonna ride with his wife. Not only that, they teaching their wives how to box, and how to fight against each other. They teaching them how to fight against each other. BoxingTalk 100. So like I said, man, it just it's all bad. With Charlo. Would I want to see them fight? No, I wouldn't want to see them fight. But if the fight was to happen, I'm not just going to act like I don't want to see it. Hell yeah, I'm going to be in tune. Hell yeah, I'm going to watch it. One brother got to be eliminated. And I feel like if I'm going to choose one, BoxingTalk 100, if I'm going to choose one, I'm going to go with Jermell over Jamal. Charlo, BoxingTalk 100. And I hate to pick, but I'm just going to pick Jermell. But yeah, man, we were supposed to have Virgil and Stonis, or I forgot his name, another lightweight in the 147, this other white boy versus Virgil. Virgil, something was wrong with him. That fight was supposed to be made, but it's a lot of stalling, man. We don't know what's gonna happen, All we can do is go off the best possible fights with Keith Thurman and Ugas to see what happens with them. Because I feel like, in my opinion, I got to go back to Bud, because Bud is the man. But I feel like the fight with Boost can be made, but I feel like he's going to, want Boost to be able to take more fights. Boost ain't really ready. I don't think Boost is ready for and this is my opinion. Yes, he's going to look good versus Bud, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think Boost can beat Bud. I don't think, and Boost is a bad motherfucker. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, this is the only reason why. And coming at the bottom, man, the only reason why I feel like Boost can't beat Bud because of what we don't see, and now him being able to be unified and having all the belts, and being able to dominate in two division world classes. Weight classes at 140 and now 147 has never been done, and trying to do it at 154. This would be three. This would be first time in ever in history. Floyd couldn't even do that. So just imagine if he does that. Terrence Bud Crawford at 140 dominating, 4-belt error. 147 dominating, 4-belt error. 154, you know what I'm saying? That's he got a possibility to be able to dominate at 154. with the belt era. That's crazy. Terrence Bud Crawford. So what else can we talk about? You know what I'm saying? We could talk about heavyweights, you know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz, you know. I think Andy, he's scared. You know, I don't think that's a fight that Andy don't want. I'm telling you. I just feel like he's not ready for Deontay. Yeah, the fight's got to be made, you know, because, yeah, like I said, Andy, he done been the first heavyweight Mexican champion. He don't put on for his Latino people. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your hat off to Andy Ruiz, you know, but he didn't have the belts that long. You know what I'm saying? Now Tyson Fury got him. You know, the belts in the heavyweight division been like this too. They just been going back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying? So now that Tyson Fury he's the lineal champion, you know, of the heavyweight division, fighting Francis from UFC. So he got a chance. He don't have no type of boxing record, you know, but he has a great UFC record. You know, he's going to be given a title defense shot first ever in boxing. And I feel like, you know, Fury, he's just going to knock him out. That's just going to be a good payday for Francis. You know, it's just going to be a good payday. And I think it's anywhere from 8 to 10 million. That's pretty good to be able to get your ass beating some gloves. It ain't the same as UFC gloves, you know what I'm saying? With the heavyweight boxing gloves. Boxing is going to be more slower. So it's going to be, you know, you're going to have to, you know, work, you know what I'm saying, and get these officials, you know, the ones that scored the fight. You're going to have to get their attention off of just boxing, scoring points, because now that's what it is. It ain't all about heavy punches and, power punches, you know what I'm saying? These judges is looking at, you know, all punches being scored, from body punches to head punches to, power punches to everything that you can imagine. This what it's going to take for, you know, Francis to beat, Tyson Fury. And I don't think he's going to do it. I just think that with the boxing experience that Tyson Fury has, he's going to maul Francis from UFC. It ain't gonna be no contest, man. It's just gonna be a boring fight. He's just gonna get battered and bruised all night. And don't be surprised. I say in the 7th, 8th, or 9th round, he's gonna get TKO'd by Tyson Fury. Now he got one shot to be able to catch Tyson Fury, one lucky shot, and I don't think he's gonna land. But a lot of people say, you know, a lot of people in the UFC, his friends and shit, say he does have a chance to be able to land, you know. And he does hit hard, you know, Francis. He does hit hard, and he has a chance to be able to upset Tyson Fury. We just have to see what happens. I just feel like I got Tyson Fury. Like I said, anywhere between 7th, 8th, and 9th rounds, he's going to TKO, you know, Francis and still be lineal. Hopefully we'll get, you know, we don't know. We got other UFC fighters like John Bones Jones and, you know, some other fighters that want to be able to challenge, you know, Tyson Fury for those belts at, you know, heavyweight, you know, in boxing. It's a transition, you know, with the UFC fighters. You know, it's like they don't understand. Yes, some of them, they train. Yes, I understand. A lot of them do have experience being able to train in, you know, a certain amount of boxing gloves, you know, hitting the bags. But majority of the time for UFC fighters, they are in, you know, UFC gloves. That's it was 6 to 8 pounds just in those UFC, you know, gloves. You know, when you got, you know, heavyweight gloves, you know, 12 to 14 ounces, you know, in heavyweight gloves. So it's gonna be different to be able to land, you know what I'm saying, and punching them heavy gloves and being able to jab and being able to, you know, just land a punch. It's different. You know, UFC is an ultimate hurt sport, but boxing is a hurt sport too. You can get killed, but it's more, you know, it's more technical. You got to be able to work for your points, you know what I'm saying, in boxing. Not just UFC, you go in there, get hit with the knee, get hit with the elbows, something gonna land in the UFC. Other than boxing, it's more, you know, it's more of a cat and mouse type of game. Now, we understand both, you know what I'm saying, you know, the sport, you know, UFC and boxing. Yes, it is an offensive and a defensive type of game, but it's different. But may the best man win, you know, Tyson Fury versus, you know, Francis, you know, Nagul, whatever his name is. You know, the African king over there, one of them kings over there. Hopefully he can go up there and, you know, pull the upset against Tyson Fury. If not, then like I said, I know what it is. You know, it ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. I'm just gonna go with Fury. You know, it ain't nothing to talk about. Boxing Talk 100. Like I said, you know, it's just gonna be Fury. He just needs a fight. You know, nobody wants to be able to. He don't went through everybody. He don't went through the best fighter in Deontay Wilder, beating him twice, one draw. But you know, that's the best fighter. You know, the second best fighter in the heavyweight division, from Fury going down to Deontay Wilder. And then it's a toss up between AJ and, you know, maybe like Usyk or somewhere that, you know, in there. It's a toss up, you know. But that's also fights that we need to see. We need to see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. We need to see Deontay Wilder versus, you know what I'm saying, Andy Ruiz, or Joshua versus, you know, Wilder. Because we already seen Andy Ruiz beat, you know, Joshua with the upset. You know, that could be a rematch too, you know. That could be a rematch, but I'm pretty sure, you know, styles make different fights, you know, and Andy got the win against Joshua. They don't want to fight, you know, Joshua anymore. You know, that was the money fight right there. That was a huge upset. It ain't gonna be nothing worth to see, you know what I'm saying? But it was a beautiful experience for the Mexican Latino people, having the first heavyweight champion upset, you know, Anthony Joshua. Boxing Talk 100. Yeah, man. We don't cover it a lot. We seen Ron Garcia. Hopefully, we don't know. Hopefully, we see Ron Garcia's at 140. He has a lot of fights as well. He could fight Adrian Broner. He could fight a Riley Romero. He could fight you know, Brandon Lee. He could fight, you know, there's many fighters at 140 that elite fighters. You know, he could fight, you know, Ron Garcia can do pretty much whatever he wants. He could fight, he could do a Tank rematch, but I know he can't beat Tank. You know, there's a lot of fighters he could fight. He could fight a Ramirez. He could fight a Richard Kamei. He could fight Theo Lopez. He could, you know, there's many options for Ryan Garcia to be able to follow up at 140. You know, and you know, being able to join Earl Spencer's trainer, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's kind of getting a little bit better now, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like Ron, he still don't got that dog in him, you know what I'm saying? When he still, it ain't about how hard you train, it's about the mental that you have. You know? I seen a lot of shit in Ron Garcia when he fought Tank, he quit. So you can't tell me he pretty much gonna have the same mental. He's not a killer up there. He ain't a killer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a good boxer and he can go in there and punch it, you know what I'm saying, throw a good, you know, body shots and beautiful jabbing, but when it's time to be able to put on, you know, a show for the biggest crowd, all you gonna do is bitch up. Ron Garcia. So I know you don't have that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? I done seen a lot of shit. We gonna see now, you know what I'm saying, at 140, what you could do at 140, because we know you can't compete at 135. Devin Haney is the champion at 135. You know? And there's a lot of people that want to fight, you know, that Devin Haney could have had he could have made the fight with Shakur Stevenson. A lot of y'all probably gonna take Shakur Stevenson because that's your favorite boxer, but we could have had this fight made with Shakur, you know what I'm saying, if he would have signed that contract. We would have been having a fight. This would have been the next fight, Devin Haney versus Shakur, instead of Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. You know, and they mad about it. You know, they feel like Devin Haney shouldn't be holding any of the titles at 135, that he should automatically vacate. You know, but it's up to the Boxing Association. It's not up to, you know, Shakur Stevenson. That's just what they want. Y'all should have signed the contract. That's the reason why they probably going to let, you know, Devin Haney slide. Because Shakur didn't sign the contract. You was given 25% out of that 75% that goes to Devin Haney. You was given the 25%. You know, that's what it takes to be able to be a champion and holding these, 4 belts in that weight class. At 135. If you want to be able to hold the WBC, IBF, WBA, and WBO belts, that's what you have to do. You got to be able to sign the minimum contracts. If you beat Devin Haney, then you become the man. Then you get whatever kind of money you want. You won't be lowballed or anything. You be calling the shots, Shakur Stevenson. But by him not, signing the contract and trying to make this fight in negotiations, now look what it has become. Now you and Lomachenko got to fight. The WBC, number one contender, to be able to elimination. This is an elimination fight. Shakur Stevenson versus, Lomachenko, to be able to see who fights Devin Haney for that mega fight. So Devin Haney, either way it goes, he's smart, man. He gets to fight. He gets to hold his belts at 135 because they're not talking about vacating. Otherwise, they would vacate. And it would be no choice but to be, them belts would be up for grabs between Shakur and Lomachenko at 135. But Devin Haney, he's the man. Either way it goes, he could defend at 135. And we know it's official. He has a fight at 140. So them belts at 135 just going to be sitting until he either loses or win against Regis Prograis. And I feel like he's going to dominate and beat Regis. You know what I'm saying? But if he does lose against Regis, he could still go to 135 without no problem. So either or, Devin Haney is in the best position. He's in the best position. So, he's going to get a bag. He's going to get bags back to back. You know what I'm saying? He is the man. And you got to be able to understand it's well deserving for Devin Haney because look what he went through going to Melbourne, Australia. They didn't listen. It was fair. Devin went over there and whipped that boy with just straight boxing skills. It wasn't close. It wasn't, like a close decision. He went over there and beat that boy fair and square. Cambosos. So we just gotta see, man. We just gotta see. We've seen, Shakur. He obviously, with the boxing and with his people and who's helping him, negotiate fights and being able to have contracts sitting on it. They not showing him Shakur. They not telling him this is what you got to do. With all the money in the world, there shouldn't be no problem, right? Because you got the money. You can go to, Jay Prince for that. He got the money to be able to give you anything. With Rap a Lot Records, you ride with them that's family over there. You not hurting or being able to be able to hurt for any kind of money, Shakur Stevenson. So I just don't understand, with Shakur Stevenson and his boxing fans, why didn't he make the fight happen with Devin Haney? But y'all gonna say that he's a duck. Devin Haney. It don't make no sense when Team Haney and Bill, they sent the offer to Shakur and he totally denied it, that offer. 25% because he felt like he was getting lowballed. Well, look what Devin when he fought Cambosos. Cambosos took 80% and Devin was left with 20%. Cambosos was given like 10 million, 8 to 10 million, and Devin Haney was only given like 1.5 to 2 million. See what I'm saying? And so in this situation, Devin Haney is giving, Shakur 5% more than what Cambosos gave Devin Haney when they fought. BoxingTalk 100, man. So Shakur, you can miss me with all that clown shit. You talking all that big shit, like, what I'm saying? Just sign the contract. Why? What's so hard about just putting a signature and being like, we gotta go? All right, we got a green light. It's official. It's all in the newspaper. It's in the news. Everywhere around the world, people knows. It's official. Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson. But in my opinion, BoxingTalk 100, my fans and Boxing Association and boxing fans all the way around, the country, it is Shakur Stevenson's fault that he didn't make this fight happen with Devin the Dream Haney. So don't be mad at Devin. 100%. Y'all can't be mad at Devin Haney. So we'll see. Devin Haney Devin Haney has a fight with Regis Prograis. It's already set. Regis is like 29 wins with only one loss. And I think that was against Jose Ramirez. I think it was against Ramirez. I'm not for sure. Devin Haney is 30-0, you know what I'm saying, with no losses. So it's gonna be a good fight coming from 135 to 140. Devin trying to be the first one too. You know, he's trying to be up there with, Clarissa and Bud, trying to be, a boxer that's, complete, two weight classes at 135 to 140. He's gonna try to see if he can do it. You get past Regis, take the WBC belt. There's many belts. Theo has the IBF. I believe he has the WBA and maybe the IBF. I think he has two belts. Regis has the WBC belt. There's many belts at 140 that can be snatched up. And that's what Devin Haney is trying to do in that class. So he says when he make the fight with Regis, take that belt. It's gonna be a mega fight with him. That's gonna be left with Devin Haney versus Theo Lopez. And yes, I think in this case, Theo Lopez at 140, he would be, he would be, how would you say it? He would get the most money. He would be the A side over Haney. You know what I'm saying? If the fight was to be made at 140, with that mega fight, if he gets past Regis. If he goes and fight, Theo Lopez, that would be the mega fight. They were supposed to be at 135. Devin Haney, he did all that to be able to unify and did what he did, accomplish at 135. Leave it for them. You don't have nothing else to prove. You don't have nothing else to prove, Devin Haney. That's what he wants to be able to do, is be able to, get past Regis and then hopefully make the mega fight with Theo Lopez at 140 so he can capture 140 and, repeat it all over, man. Devin the Dream Haney, man. That's who I got. It ain't gonna be an easy fight for Devin. Consider moving up to 140. Regis ain't nothing to play around with, and he up to Regis telling you like when Devin come up here, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. That's what he's saying against Devin. So just saying, if Devin does get beat at 140, he got he can go back to 135 unless they vacate. Unless they just be like, well, you're not fighting at 135, so we're gonna leave these belts for Shakir versus Lomachenko at 135, and that would be your unified champion right there. So there's a lot that can happen, and it's just the decisions that the Boxing Association, boxing, whatever they can do, they call the shots. You know what I'm saying? Boxing Talk 100, man. But yeah, man, boxing, like I said, boxing has been on time, man, and we got to be able to appreciate, Earl Spence and Crawford, for putting on, a tremendous show. Even though Earl got battered and bruised and he got beat, and he got his ass whooped, man. He got his ass whooped, you know what I'm saying, in front of millions across the world. Terrence Bud Crawford is no joke, man. And what else can I say? I was just happy, after the fight that they was both able to, to leave on their own will, get back to their families, and being able to just, put all that bad beef to the side and become friends. You know what I'm saying? Only them two can be able to tell you what's real. We went through it, true boxers. So, when they get old, it's just like Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. They can look back at it and be like, look what we did to, for the fans. Putting on a tremendous show and, breaking records. You know what I'm saying? That's going to making history. They don't made history, man. And, it was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful night of boxing, and people gonna say what they want to say. When they came out, Eminem, man, I knew it was over with when Bud brought out Eminem. I was like, oh man, I was like, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So the high elites, you know what I'm saying, it just makes sense. Being able to match up with the high elites, and yeah, it was a special night for Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you have to be able to respect Earl for putting on you know what I'm saying, just putting on the person that he is, for being putting on, just putting on a world class of being a class, putting on a class. You know what I'm saying, just full of class, man, and being respectful. And he showed some class, man. Earl, you got to give it to him. He said that he ain't gonna give Bud any type of excuses. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I respect about Spence, the Texas boy, and no excuses. We keep our heads high, and one thing I could say about it, like I said, you know Spence just got to get back in there, do it all over again. Yeah, you at the bottom of the ladder, but you don't accomplish, and you don't have your hand in that bag. It's better than a lot of people than what they trying to do. That you have accomplished, what you and Bud have accomplished. Y'all don't probably made about $50 million a piece. $50 million that on generated. You know what I'm saying, a piece. How much money that you think it on generated totally? At least, man, at least 300 million. Y'all done filled up the stadium. You got to think about concession. Everything gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, they gonna be written a check regardless. Of the fact. So, like I said, man, it was beautiful. And the next fight is Charlo versus Canelo. I'm ready for it, man, and we're gonna have a video for that too. And I spoke on it, like I said, I spoke on it. I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. Undisputed versus undisputed. Of course, Canelo is putting up his belts. That's what they say. I think that's what's gonna happen. So Jermell, he can end up keeping his belts at 154. So Canelo has to put up his belts. It's gonna be up to Jermell, for the upset. He's gonna come in more quicker. He's gonna come in more bigger. Canelo's gonna come in with a better boxing experience. Age could play a factor because we got a young, Jermell. This ain't just no old Jermell. We got a young Jermell, and Canelo. He's already kind of like he's still in his prime. He still looks good. He can still be able to battle with some amongst the best. He has great body work. He has a great jab. The IQ of his defense is good. We're going to see. We never know what Canelo going to do. He might come out and beat the shit out of Jermell. Handing Jermell his second loss. Because you got to remember, Jermell lost against, Tony Harrison. That was a close fight. Could have went either way. With Canelo, he don't lost against... Canelo got 2 losses now. I think he don't lost against... I think he lost against Bivol, and he lost against Floyd. Cause Canelo's best, his good win that he just came off of was against John Ryder. So that was a good win, for Canelo to be able to continue in the sport of boxing. Not just being one of them fighters that you talk about don't got no belts, don't got nothing. But he's still competing. Canelo's still competing. So Jermell is still competing. They're at a high level right now. So it's like right here. It's like I'm more leaning to Jermell, but then Canelo's like right here as well. So, for me, safely for me to say I got it 55-45, Jermell's way for the upset. So we're going to see. If he loses against Canelo, there will not be a fight. It could possibly be a fight. You lose against Canelo, you're going to get your ass whooped. And then you got to worry about getting your ass spanked again against Crawford. Because Crawford wants that fight at 154. So, Jermell, he's going to have to, if Terrence Crawford does move up, he's going to be given a title. Jermell ain't going to have no choice but to give Terrence Crawford a title defense shot. Unless Jermell runs from Terrence Bud Crawford. And he don't want that smoke. And, you never know. There could be a lot of shit happening in the near future. We still got to see what Tank gonna do. Tank could possibly have a rematch with Cruz. He looked good versus Cruz. Boxing Talk 100. Hey, man, this your boy Gone. The time is about to run out, though, but thanks for watching my video. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you comment at the bottom and just show that support, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know who y'all favorite boxers is, you know what I'm saying? And let me know what y'all want to see in the near future. But yeah, man, this your boy K Smooth, man. Thanks for watching my video. I hope y'all enjoying y'all day, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, make sure you subscribe to your boy. Boxing Talk 100. Gone.